What's going on, guys? My name is George, and I'm coming to you with a Red Dead Redemption 2 theory. And this is a theory that I've actually not seen floating around the internet, floating around the YouTubes. And you see that in chapter 2, you're tasked with the task to actually go and rescue Micah Bell. And everybody that knows the relationship between Arthur and Micah Bell was literally downhill from the start. They didn't like each other. Arthur didn't like him, mainly because this guy was just steering Dutch and the gang in the wrong direction every single time. When you kind of meet up with the gang and Arthur meets up with Dutch and everybody else, they kind of vaguely speak about this Blackwater massacre. And, you know, judging that Micah was there or whatever, you know, the whole, for Arthur, he doesn't like the whole thing that went down with Blackwater and Micah and everything. He doesn't like Micah. He doesn't like the way Micah has an influence on Dutch. So here's my theory. I believe that Dutch and Micah have made a plan together, and I feel like Micah influenced Dutch to turn on the gang. And throughout the chapter 1, chapter 2, you get this whole kind of beef, if you want to say, between the two, where they're kind of saying, yo, let's go do this, let's go do that, and then Micah's saying, let's go do this, and Dutch takes Micah's side over Arthur's side, or even over Hosea's side, mainly because I believe they made a deal. They made a deal to go back and to steal the treasures from Blackwater that they left and hid before they made their escape out of Blackwater. And I believe that Micah and Dutch have this plan to actually go back to Blackwater, take the money for themselves, and go west. Every single time they're trying to change their plan, trying to go different ways, trying to say, yo, look, let's make this money, let's go west. What happened to us moving west? And it just never happens. It never actually happens. Dutch never actually doubles down on this whole moving west. He kept on saying one more big score and we're out of here. One more big score, we're out of here. One more big score, we're out of here. And with the little relationship that he built up with Micah, I do believe that they did have a plan to snake the gang and go back to Blackwater and take all the money for themselves. But we all know what type of person Micah is. He's a double-crossing piece of shit. And trust me, he would have most likely double-crossed Dutch if the story didn't go the way it went. And Dutch really wanted him out of jail, because you wouldn't send Arthur to go, to go do this job if you didn't want it, done properly or whatever. He wanted this mission to go to plan. He wanted this mission to happen. He didn't want anybody to fuck this up. He wanted no fuck ups. That's why he sent his best soldier, which is Arthur, and he knew Arthur by himself would get this done. So the fact that Dutch wanted Micah Bell out of jail so bad kind of goes back to the theory, man, because even at the end of the game, spoilers alert, if you guys are, if you haven't finished the game, giving you time right now to click off and to finish the story for yourselves. But even at the end of the game, you see Micah and Dutch at the on in the snow hill or whatever, and even at the end of this mission, Micah tells you that he'll be at his camp behind Strawberry, which I've been to his camp when I completed the game, and I legit went to go get his revolvers. You can go get his revolvers. I'm pretty sure you can get his revolvers from his camp, and yeah. But for me, I did that legit towards the end of the game when I think I killed Micah, and then you can go back to his camp and then get the revolvers, I'm pretty sure. But he loves these revolvers. This is like his number one prize possession. So I'm gonna see, to the extent of where I can actually get these revolvers, if I can get them now, if I go to his camp. But I doubt it. I don't think I'll be able to get anything else. Probably, I think there's like a letter that you can get from there as well, where it kind of shows that Micah was working with the Pinkertons, after you do kill him. So I do believe it's after he is dead is when you get his pistols, which he goes into this house right here just for that. One, if that was me, I'm not opening the door for nobody. Look at that. He opens the door and gets shot in the stomach. Like, Micah don't give a fuck, bro. He actually doesn't care. And I feel like he would have double crossed Dutch at the end of it all. At the end of the game, he would have double crossed Dutch because there is no way in hell that he would have allowed Dutch to walk away with that much money. No way. And look what he does here. He just completely obliterates this woman in this house, and he gets his pistols. But you know, I'm gonna let this little mission play out. You can kind of, you know, find out some more secrets of Micah, where, you know, he speaks of his little camp of behind Strawberry. And for me personally, like, I feel like Micah's a piece of work, and he would have double crossed everybody to get to that Blackwater money. I feel like he needed Dutch in order to, you know, even find where they hid it. To be honest, I feel like he just needs Dutch until the end of the game, and then he's gonna kill him. So, you know, who knows? Who knows the actual theory? Personally, I do believe that, you know, he did convince Dutch to leave the gang. He did convince Dutch to basically abandon his morals and, you know, chase the money. You know, Hosea kept saying, even in chapter 1, chapter 2, he kept saying, yo, when are we moving west? When are we moving west? When are we going west? The plan was to go west. They never actually ever moved west, and they just kept moving south. And it's sad. It's really sad. You know, they end up in Saint Denis, where more problems arise for them because, you know, they have this. Can't remember his name really and truly off the top of my head, but he's the owner of the railways, one of the railway companies, where Dutch and his gangs robbing all the, you know, the railways and robbing the trains and that. They're robbing his trains, and he's the one that basically is putting, you know, the Pinkertons and his little secret army, you know, up against these guys. And this is kind of all of Micah's doing and Dutch is doing, because they're so greedy and so hungry for money, where we should have just moved out west and, you know, dealt with the problems then. But, you know, they wanted to stay in the thick of things. They kept on wanting to make different types of noise so they could kind of slip out, but that never happened. It's so, you know, bad that Micah steered this gang the way that they, you know, they went, because if they would have just packed up everything and left, maybe everybody in the camp would still be alive, a lot more people will still be alive. Maybe, you know, John Marston doesn't get captured, who knows, you know, who knows. And, you know, Micah is just a piece of work, and I feel like, yes, he did convince Dutch to turn on his gang. But that's my theory on Micah Bell and the Dutch Vanderlyn gang, and it's been Jaws. I'm out.
I'm starting to wish I had. And you owe Lenny, too. If he hadn't found us in time...
Yes, you will all be thanked profusely, I promise.
Yeah, well, you're lucky Dutch has got your back. For some unknown reason.
Whoa! I think we finally lost him.
Well, I hope so.
I'm giving you a holster. My way of saying thank you.
And thank you. There I was, having a dull day only for you. To liven it up by letting me help you shoot up half a town.
You're a funny fella, Arthur. Real funny. Why you act all sour all the time?
Well, you ain't funny at all. So why you gotta act like the court jester?
All right, listen. I'm sorry, but we're family now. Arthur, you and me. Sons of Dutch. Makes us brothers. Sometimes, brothers make mistakes. I'm heading back to my little camp around back of Strawberry. Come see me. Maybe I can make things up to you.
So you ain't heading back to Dutch?
No, I've been a bad boy, Arthur. I ain't seeing Dutch till I can bring him a peace offering. Bye now. Yeah.